Hey there, handstander. Welcome back to your 21 days of building rock solid, bulletproof handstand habits. Earlier in this series, I promised you version 2 of Twinkle Toes, and my mama raised me to be a man of my word. So here we are. In the first version, we were just worried about how we arrive, how softly we can touch the wall. Today, we're going to dial in the distance of your hand and then how your feet will move or coordinate against the wall so we can get a little more precise. Let's rehash version number 1. I was pretty far away. Remember, the measurement for this is toe to wall, wherever my knee lines up. For me, that's like right there. If I look down, that's roughly where my hands will go. Now, if you're too close, like my hands are supposed to go here, but if I put them here, watch what happens. I end up kind of closing off so that my knees can stay together, or I do that to get one leg in more of a straight line, but now my thighs are not together. If we can get a little further away from the wall than you think is comfortable, this is going to allow this to happen. Thighs together, the only part of your body that is not in a handstand is this, right? Um, so we're going to keep the same ethos of arriving softly. We're going to tap the wall with the toe. Watch this first one, and I'll show you the progressions here. So I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to find the wall with my foot. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. Now, version 1, I put both feet on the wall, okay? And then I lift the other. Both feet on the wall, and then I lift the other. And we just continue like this, keeping our thighs glued, our knees are together, and the only thing that's moving is the hinge of the knee in that given moment. So, a very good way to start to think about moving your legs, because we up level this into moving them at the same time. We'll take a little bit of a breather here. So these videos are meant for you to rewatch, right? I'll do some explaining in the first part in terms of like teaching. I've coached in, God, I don't know, like 17 countries. I got 10,000 online students. I've been doing this for a long time. It's easier, I think, to comprehend things when you have the explanation. You get to see a demo visually, so you hear it, you see it, and then you feel it, right? So you got the auditory, the visual, and the kinesthetic stimulus coming into your brain, so you can get a fully comprehensive view of what it is you're learning. So revisit this video is my point. After your first time, if you've watched the demo, do the demo part with me. I'm going to level this up just a touch here, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Hands down. I'm going to find my wall, okay? Knees together, thighs together. And then instead of doing both legs on, one leg off, both legs on, one leg off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to switch them at the same time. And I'll explain why this matters in a moment. So I'm touching, switching, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. So you've probably heard me talk about in previous videos, time under tension. For example, in the negative eccentric video, we're trying to stay in our hands for longer so that our body can adapt. It's called the SAID principle, SAID, specific adaptation to imposed demand. I'm imposing the demand of balancing on my hands so that my body will adapt specifically to that demand. And time under tension is the way to do that. So when you do this switch, you are what I refer to as intermittently handstanding. I'm sure people out there watching these videos have heard of like intermittent fasting. I want you to think of intermittent handstanding. I'm touching the wall intermittently so that every time my legs pass each other in space, I'm technically doing a handstand for that moment in time. We're going to do one more set here. Hands further away than you think is comfortable by just a little bit. We're going to kick up. I'm going to find my wall, arrive gently, and then I'm going to start to switch my legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I'm going to come down. Okay, so I want you to start where you're comfortable here. For a lot of people, that's both legs on, one leg off, both legs on, one leg off, and that becomes like the pattern, right? And then you start to smooth out the pattern and the legs are doing the movement in unison, all the while you are balancing on your hands. That's why I love variation. If I give my legs something to do in the drill and I'm focused on executing that part of the drill, my brain kind of bypasses the fact that I'm in a handstand or I'm trying to do a handstand. I'm really focused on just doing the drill with my legs. Um, so it's sort of this assumption that, yeah, of course I'm going to kick up and do this drill. Yeah, of course I'm going to balance on my hands for a while. I have to do this drill at the wall. So we give you something else to focus on the whole time. This position stays completely stacked and we are just hovering the legs. So I hope today's video was super helpful. If you caught any moments of balance in between there, I would love to see it. I know you've probably gotten it in my emails. If you're on Instagram and you are using social media to track your handstand progress or to document your growth or your journey, feel free to tag me. I love seeing what my students are up to. It's at Kyle Weger. I don't have any clever or fancy Instagram handle. It's just my name. So find me on socials, post your videos. I'd love to see where you're at. And as always, check your email for more handstand goodness.